Well, good afternoon, everybody. Today is the first day that the pitchers and catchers are reporting to spring training. So that's exciting. That means better weather is coming. Hopefully, as the weather gets better and the vaccine hopefully distribution gets improved a bit, we'll start to see more and more cases go down. Hopefully, as more people are able to get outside, it's a lot more manageable. But anyways, just talking about pitchers and catchers reporting today. That it's exciting, and I know I've made previous videos expressing my disappointment that the Mets didn't make that extra move or two that they should have, that they could have, to really elevate them to World Series contenders. But after reflecting on it and seeing the situation with the team currently, as I'm reading up on it, we signed Kevin Pillar to a 1 year deal on Monday, and last week we got VR for depth, Jonathan VR. Um, the bench is looking pretty good. I've definitely settled down the disappointment a little bit, and I'm looking at the big picture. To me, the biggest disappointment obviously was George Springer. I've mentioned that, and I was not happy about the way Bauer used us to get what he wanted out of LA. Because if you think about it, the reason why I was disappointed is if we signed George Springer, right? Let's say George Springer was a Met. Um, the lineup could have been Springer, Lindor, McNeil, Conforto, Alonso, Smith, Davis, and McCann. That's a loaded lineup. And that's why I really wanted George Springer, because that would have really, really been arguably the best lineup in the National League, with the exception of maybe the Los Angeles Dodgers here. Um, so yeah, so definitely was. But with that being said, the lineup's still pretty good. The lineup's still pretty good. And as far as the pitching is concerned, if we would have ended up with Bauer, it would have been DeGrom, Bauer, Stroman, Carrasco. Had we make the playoffs, that would have been really tough for any team to face. So that's why I was disappointed. I'm like, well, if we would end up with Bauer, look at our rotation, it would have put us arguably the best. Or if we added Springer, the lineup would have been there. As it is right now, looking at the big picture, is the Mets lineup pretty good? Yeah, not bad. Is the starting rotation pretty good? Yeah, not bad. Here's what concerns me though, especially since a lot of people feel that we're going to make a World Series run this year because the Mets are the most bet on team to win the World Series in 2021, which is shocking. Um, Now, if you want to make some money, of course, because when you want to make some money, you go with a team who you think is gonna has the capabilities of pulling it off, and you don't want to always bet the heavy favorite because you're not going to win much unless you're willing to bet several $100,000. How many people have that kind of cash floating around? One of the only lucky few in our country in our country have that, or in the world. I mean, not a lot of people can just throw several $100,000 down on a team to win a championship. And if you're betting the Dodgers and you're betting the Yankees, you're not going to see much return because they're heavy favorites. Whereas the Mets, you look at it as, okay, they have the capabilities and the payout would be a lot better. So a lot of people are riding with the Mets this year. And look, the Lindor trade put them on the map. I understand that. We've got the core talent of McNeil, Conforto, Alonso, Dom Smith, Brandon Nimmo. We've solidified our bench, so I'm feeling pretty, pretty positive about the Mets right now. Even though, like I said, I've previously expressed my disappointments on losing out on Springer and Bauer and other guys that could have helped us. But the grand scheme of things, the team is pretty good. We need another arm for the rotation and another arm for the bullpen. What concerns me is the lack of depth in our pitching. I feel like we could use another arm. I really want Trevor Rosenthal. He was dominant. I'm surprised he's still out there reading up on this guy. He dominated with the Padres last year. Just was involved in a postseason run. We could use a guy like that. I'm really, especially with Lugo being out for the foreseeable future. So Trevor May, Trevor Rosenthal and Edwin Diaz. I mean, that's not too shabby of a bullpen. So, and then if Lugo comes back, your bonus. You can either have him in the back of your rotation or in the bullpen. So, to me, Trevor Rosenthal would be a really good addition to this ball club. I think he definitely would put the Mets bullpen to, as it is right now, it's a bit of a question mark, but you can get an arm like Trevor Rosenthal, then you might as well look into it. And God forbid Edwin Diaz falters, you got a guy who's had experience closing. He's got closer stuff. So to me, I think we need to sign Trevor Rosenthal, get him in for our bullpen. And I also feel that if Tawan Walker, who's still out there, if we can get him to be our number 5 starter, that would be great. If you were to ask me one more move before the start of the season, I say we should probably get Trevor Rosenthal in here. Again, the Mets can do it. The Mets should be in the mix this year. Again, it doesn't change my disappointment on losing out on Springer, losing out on Bauer, losing out on some other guys, but I know the team is mostly there. But we're just in a tight, competitive NL East where we got the Braves and we got Philly, who's always pesky, and we got the Nationals, who they have Juan Soto and they have that amazing rotation. And they're always going to be a pesky team to play. But I do look at the Mets and I do think we're pretty solid. And is it enough to catch the Dodgers? I don't know. I still don't think it is. I still think you got to look at LA as they're the runaways. But anything can happen. So if these guys stay healthy, we got to keep our guys healthy this year. We got to make sure we need bounce back seasons out of Pete Alonso. We need Conforto to keep doing what he's doing. We need McNeil to be the hitting machine that he's been. We need Lindor to be that superstar that we traded him to be for him to be. And we might see we could see a very good season. So I'm confident we'll be in the mix. Despite my disappointments with Springer and Bauer, I'm confident we're going to be involved and we're going to be in the thick of things. But is it enough to win the division from Atlanta? I don't know. It could. I don't know. Is it enough to compete with the Dodgers? Well, if we stay healthy and we play absolutely out of our minds and somebody that has a Daniel Murphy-esque 2015 postseason, maybe. But the Dodgers are the heavy favorite for a reason. And they're going to be looked at that. I mean, that's a loaded lineup. That's a loaded rotation. They're good. No doubt about it. They're very, very good. And nothing against the Dodgers at all, despite the Bauer situation, which the dust has settled on that. I still don't like him. I don't like Trevor Bauer. But hopefully I'll be at Citi Field in August. That's what I'm shooting to be when we play LA. Hopeful to get 9/11 Yankee Met tickets. That'll be good if I can. Now, those are going to be hard tickets to get. Tickets probably will be available to the public this year. Who knows if it's going to be full capacity or not. Probably not for a while. I understand that. I mean, if all goes well, maybe 75% in August, 50, 75%. Who knows? But long story short, today's the first day of pitchers and catchers reporting, and I've reflected on it, and I do think we have a good ball club. Maybe not World Series bound, although a lot of people are riding on us to make a run because it's possible. Maybe not likely right now with the Dodgers in the National League, but it's possible, and people are looking at healthier payouts. So, anyways, just wanted to leave it at that. Tonight is a Knicks game. Hopefully they keep the winning rolling. I've been very, very disappointed with the Rangers. They stink right now. And the off season is close upon us for football, and I'll be mentioning more Jet videos. But the bottom line is, spring training is pretty much on the horizon, and let's go Mets. Let's hope for a good season. So have a good day, everybody. Take care.